Now that we've looked at some of the custom templates, let's look at creating our own template inside of the control editor for Maschine. So the first thing we're going to want to do is come down to this Edit tab. You have a couple options here now. You can create a brand new one. You can you can append something, so you can actually make changes to one, or open one. If you, for instance, you can go download a brand new custom Maschine template in the NI user forum or something. Maybe there's actually a forum thread set up where people create their own, so maybe someone makes one for Reason or something like that. You can do that. You can also see there's some more in here that you don't necessarily have to have in your bank as you scroll through, but you can add them whenever. So we're just going to go in, create a new one. So right away it comes up to a blank template. First thing I want to note here is the pages. So you have multiple pages. For instance, each group is its own pad page. Now what's great about this is you can see when I move up, this is basically moving up an octave starting at the root note of C. So as you're playing this with as like a keyboard controller for another program, you can just switch through the groups from your Maschine controller and you'll see it's going to basically arrange the notes differently. So you can have all your pages of that laid out. You can create new pages simply by adding new pages, deleting old pages. Same thing up here with the knobs. So right away the knobs, you have two pages here. You can switch through them with the buttons on the Maschine. And you can see they're mapped to MIDI CCs by default. Of course, we can go and create more pages with their own MIDI CCs. So from here, we can go into the Assign page. And you have a couple more options now once you're in the Assign page. So for instance here, let's look at C2. You can see this is assigned as a note. The type right here, you can see you can have multiple parameters we can choose from. So we select a note, and then you can, up and down on the controller, you can actually select which note it's going to be. So if you want to customize yours to do whatever, you can do that. You can also have a mode where toggle mode or gate mode. Basically toggle mode is going to select it each time. Gate is going to be like a hold down function here. So with the MIDI CCs, it's a similar thing. Control change. You can select what channel it's going to be on, and also the exact number you want to control. Again, up and down with this. And you don't want to be duplicating these unless you specifically mean to control the same MIDI CC from multiple knobs. So typically these are all going to get their own. And of course you can double click in here and just type in the value from your keyboard. You have a range from 0 to 127 steps. So maybe as you turn this knob, you only want it to affect in a certain range. The resolution, you can select unipolar or bipolar display. So another cool thing here though, you can click in here. I'm going to delete this. Let's call this MPV for Mac Pro Video. So this is my MPV knob in my new controller template. It's great because you can actually see this now displayed right here on the Maschine controller. So each one can have its own thing. For instance, if you're making this, this might be volume, and the next one might be filter. You know, all these are going to show up right from the controller. So it's really cool. Lots of times you'll MIDI learn and assign things, but you don't quite remember what knob does what on your controller if there's no LCDs. So this is very helpful like that. From there, you pretty much, you know, are good to go. You can tweak it out however you need, and when you're done, just make sure to come in here, save as, and call this whatever you like.